Is this all right for everybody? Okay.
How do you like it?
It's okay. I don't have a seat, but I feel like I'm giving a lecture.
How does this week of getting ready for the first game, how does this feel different than last year's?
We're just farther along this year. The players are more comfortable with scheme. I think they do a better job communicating. They understand what we want better. They were quicker to pick up the game plan this year because they're understanding of what we're trying to get done on both sides of the football. I think we're a little bit deeper this year, which help us practice better. And I think the mentality and the togetherness of the team has improved from a year ago. So I'm looking forward to seeing these guys play.
FIU, new coaching staff, I think we talked a little bit about this earlier, but how do you guys prepare for them and what they can throw at you on Thursday?
To be honest with you, we're taking a lot of guesses. These guys are new coaches. Their coaches are coming from different places on the offensive side and the defensive side, so we're doing the best we can to piece together what we think they're going to be running. That being said, our players are going to have to be ready to adjust in the middle of the game. They could come out and run something completely different than what we're expecting. Usually our schemes on offense and defense should account for any kind of new look that we've been getting, but we might have to make some adjustments in the first and second quarter, and our guys have to be on their toes.
Are you familiar with Butch Davis? Any connections with him? Or
yeah,
any thoughts on him and his history as a coach?
Butch was my head coach when I played for the Cleveland Browns in 2001.
What do you remember from that experience? What do you remember about Butch?
I was there for about 13 weeks and then went up to Green Bay from there. Thought it was a very tightly run organization. I didn't get to know Butch very well while I was there, but I did get a chance to play under him. He's had a great career, and I'm sure he'll have his guys ready.
How much did you go back maybe and look at what he did at UNC to maybe kind of get an idea? Did you look that much at some of that tape? Is that helpful?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, we're looking at North Carolina. We're looking at Tulsa from back when their coordinator was there. We're looking at Memphis from when their defensive coordinator was there. I know offensively, they're taking a look at a bunch of different things too. That's why I say, our guys are going to have to be ready for any kind of look they see. Our defense gives us a lot of looks that should prepare our offense. Our offense gives our defense a lot of looks that should prepare them. There's not much that we haven't seen on both sides of the ball from what an offense or defense can line up. We just have to make the adjustments and execute.
You guys basically Tyler Danik as a starter at the guard. Is he kind of ready to go? What's going to be
Tyler's coming along. He's really close. If he's not going to be ready, he's going to be real close. I've been pleased with him the last week or two as far as his progress. We're trying to bring him along. He made a big difference on our offensive line when he was in last year. We're looking forward to him being 100%.
Huge emphasis on Monday practices last season. How was today's practice going into the first meeting?
Well, today's practice was a Wednesday practice for us. We started our week really on Saturday with what would have been a Monday practice. Yesterday was a Tuesday for us, and today's a Wednesday. Really, at this point in the week, as far as a Thursday game is concerned, our practice, our hard work is done. From here on out, it's a matter of getting everything dialed in mentally and making sure we're good on our assignments and all the little details. So our guys are going to have some mental sweats from here until game day to try to make sure they know their assignments and know the game plan inside and out. I think our guys are prepped and ready. We've had a couple good days.
How comfortable are you with some of the offensive skill depth? Juwan's been around, tight ends are experienced, Traquan, but there's some other guys that seem like they're in the mix as well.
Yeah, we're going to be young again at some positions. Receiver, I think we've had a lot of freshmen that have come in and done a good job, and I think those guys are going to play. We have Traquan coming back and Cam Stewart coming back and Snelson coming back, so we have some guys with some experience, but there's going to be some young guys that we lean on too. It's a credit to them for coming in and learning it and picking it up and being competitive with the older guys. Most of the other positions, I think we're going to be a lot more veteran. We have two running backs in Taj and Ham that have played and know what they're doing. We have a quarterback with experience. We have three tight ends that have all played. So as far as the skill positions are concerned, we feel like we have some really good depth. We just have to keep bringing some young guys along.
Well, along that line, how has the competition been at the backup quarterback with the two freshmen? How have they been able to do so far?
I think both true freshmen have done a good job coming in and competing. They're both going to be really good players. They've shown us things in camp that lead us to believe that down the road we're going to have two really good quarterbacks in those two kids, Noah and Daryl. The tough part for us is one of them has to be back up in week 1. So we're going to have to make a decision on which one of those guys to put in the game. It's important for us to get one of those guys reps if they're going to be our backup for the entire season, so we can start getting them ready, get them some meaningful snaps in case they need to go in when it matters in a game. So we're going to have to make that decision here pretty soon. Both guys are deserving, and I think both guys would be capable of operating the offense if something happened.
Along those lines, if the game becomes kind of in hand, do you expect to maybe give some of those guys an opportunity?
Yeah, if we're behind, if we're ahead, or if something bad happened, we'd put one of them in. So we're going to have to make that decision here soon, going into this first game as to which guy we're going to play and which one we're going to redshirt. We may end up having to play both of them. I think both of them are going to be capable, but we have a big decision to make before Thursday.
Can you talk a little bit more about the roles that some of these wide receivers have carved out for themselves after Traquan? And what is it about Gabe Davis and about Manny Green's game that has stood out?
Well, yeah, obviously Traquan has done a great job in this camp. I think he's improved from last year. I'm looking forward to watching him play. Dredrick Snelson's done a good job changing who he is. He's lost some weight. He's leaner. It looks like he's running faster, doing a better job. Cam Stewart obviously played last year and has done a good job in camp. Gabe Davis is a special kid. He came in and right away as a freshman was one of our hardest working players. He gives everything he has in practice. He cares. He's done an unbelievable job in camp getting himself into the mix. Manny Green had the benefit of a spring ball this offseason, which helped him a lot. He's got some juice. He can run. Has done some good things. Needs to keep working on being more consistent. Marlon Williams has done some really good things too, so he'll play a role definitely before the season's over. And then Otis Anderson has been really good for us too. He had spring practice as well. He's done a great job. He's learned the running back spot and the receiver spot, so he gives us another guy that we can move around and try to get the ball to.
Are you guys healthy going into this game?
Yeah, when they changed camp and took 2 days away from us, we took everybody had to come up with a new strategy for how to work their training camp, try to get their practices in and keep their team fresh. We decided to give guys some days off in the middle of camp, so it's been a little less intense camp, a little less of a grind because we're not going day after day after day. But it's worked out from the standpoint that knock on wood, we're healthier than we have been coming out of a camp as long as I can remember coaching. So we have all guys up and ready to go. All hands are on deck right now. I think our team's fresh and ready to get started.
Is there something extra special about opening week? Is the anticipation turned up? Maybe some butterflies, extra butterflies, and stuff like that?
I think our guys are just excited to play. We've been hitting each other for a month. We started camp early because of the rule change, so we were still in summer school when we started. It's been a lot of practices. I love the fact that we're playing on a weeknight. I'm looking forward to seeing our campus show up, students show up. It's a Thursday night. I expect a huge part of the campus to be in our stadium and loud and rocking and rolling. I think our players will feed off that, so it's going to be an exciting night Thursday.
The team's going to have a lot of attention, obviously from last year's performance. Have you prepared him to kind of teams maybe double teaming and find ways to kind of go away, do plays away from them? Have you guys prepared him for that kind of loss or what might happen that way?
Shaquem's earned every bit of attention that he's going to get, and he's earned it not just with his play last year but in his practice this year. He's stepped his game up even more. That being said, I hope they double team him and give him a lot of attention because we got some other guys that can beat you on that front on defense. He's the leader on that side, and he's done a great job of being a catalyst for us and being a motivator for us. You can't put too much attention on him with some of the other guys we have on the field. So I'm looking forward to seeing that unit play.
When you look at Mackenzie Milton coming into his second year as a starter, what are maybe one or two things that you've noticed different about his game this season compared to last?
Mackenzie's done a lot of work. Getting him that experience last year is going to help us this year. We kind of threw him into the fire last year, and I think he was an example of maybe our whole offense last year. We were young, we were a little inexperienced, we were close in a lot of places and a lot of plays. We need to execute better. I think Mackenzie's improved his mechanics. He's been a lot more consistent in practice. There were a lot of plays last year that he made. There were also some easy ones that he misfired on or made a wrong read. If he can be consistent with the ball and get the ball to the people when they're open and getting the ball in the right spot, his playmaking ability will do the rest.
You sounded pretty confident in the defense. You graduated a lot of guys in that back end particularly, but it seemed like this was a pretty good camp in terms of finding guys to replace this all-stars.
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys that were backups last year that have had to step into bigger roles this year have really improved themselves as players. Shaquan Burkett and Pat Jasinski are great examples. They look like different guys out there this year, and I think they're ready to carry the load. Trey and Gibby in the back end have done an unbelievable job. They look ready to play. And then we've gotten some new guys that are going to add depth and be playmakers for us too. Those two positions are an example. Outside back is an example. Titus Davis has worked really hard and has had a great camp. Dedron Bacody's had a great camp. It kind of goes on and on defense that I think we're not just playing well, but there's a lot of guys playing well, and I think our depth is going to be a big factor for us this year.
How about you football on Saturday?
What's that?
Did you watch any football Saturday?
Yeah, we were working on Saturday as a work day, but we got a chance to watch a little bit of ball.
Did you watch USF?
You watched the San Jose USF game. Yeah, I thought San Jose came out early on and did some really good things, and then USF's talent kind of took over. You watch game ones, and it's kind of hard to judge where everybody is off game one, and coaches always talk about the most improvement that takes place between week one and week two. So it's way too early to make a judgment, but I watched the game on TV, and I've already watched the coach's cut of it.
When they have to start like that, does that kind of get you in your back of your mind thinking we can't have a start like that on Thursday night?
You can prepare your team as well as you think you can, as well as you possibly can for game one, but you never really know where you are until the first kickoff happens. I think our guys are ready. We're prepared. I know we're a lot more ready than we were a year ago, but you find out a lot when the ball gets kicked off.
How excited do you get, like, personally, for a new season? Knowing it's game week, it's going to be here in a few days. I mean, you got to get pretty excited yourself.
Yeah, I mean, for a football coach, you love football, and the games are the best part. Preparing for the games is the most important, but the games are the most fun. We've been looking forward to this since the end of last year. I think our players gave everything they had in the off season. The biggest thing I have to say about being excited is I love this team. This is a lot tighter knit group. A lot of guys that do everything you ask them to do. A lot of guys that love the game, and they show it on the practice field. It's a bunch of guys that care about each other, and makes it a fun group to coach.
What's going to be your message in the locker room before they kick the field?
I don't believe that much in rah-rah speeches. If I have guys that need a rah-rah speech to get excited to play football, then I have the wrong guys. So there's not going to be much talking being done before the game. Our guys are going to be prepared and ready, and then it's just a matter of going out and executing. I don't think I'm going to have to do much to motivate them. They're anxious to play a football game.
Coach Jordan Akins was just in here talking about how he wants to go undefeated this season, and I know you've talked about in the past how you're tired of hearing people congratulate you for 6-6, 6-7. Just can you talk about the mentality that this team has going into this season and what you guys can do this season?
We have a challenging schedule this year. We're looking at this first game and this first game only, but I want players that think they're going to win every game. So we're going to focus on this one and nothing beyond that. I want our players this year to expect to win. I think going out Thursday, they're going to expect to play well and come out on top. The team coming in probably is going to expect the same thing. But I know our guys are gaining confidence through their success on the field and through their improvement. And we'll see when the ball gets kicked off and the plays start happening, but we're a lot better football team.
This is the last scheduled game, I believe, with FIU. FAU comes on next year. Is there a benefit to playing regular series with teams down in the southern part of the state where you recruit players?
Well, last year we played FIU. We had a bunch of fans down there. It was an easy trip for our people to make. We have a lot of kids from South Florida, so I think getting to play in front of your home folks is always special. I think they're good series when we can play those people. Both programs are a challenge. They both have a lot of talent. I'm sure FIU will come in with a lot of South Florida kids and some Central Florida kids that are anxious to play in their home state as well. So it's a special deal, and it's a great opener for us.
You guys created a lot of buzz with the different uniform and helmet looks and stuff like that with the fan base. Are you going to expect to do anything for Thursday night to kind of...
No, we have a couple new things that we're going to roll out this year. But for the most part, the guys liked our look last year, and we're going to keep building off that. We're not going to be able to change completely our style every year or every game. And to be honest with you, that's the last thing on my mind. I want our players to play well. Hopefully I could put them in overalls and coveralls and they would play well. But you know, guys love to look good, and I think Nike and our university's done a good job of putting them in things that make them feel good and want to go out and play well in.
It's a short week, Coach. Obviously, you talked about already starting preparation for FIU, but you know, coming into Thursday's game, what are you kind of expecting out of the first week from Mackenzie?
From Mackenzie?
Yes, sir.
We have a good game plan for him. He's going to be really familiar with it. I want to see him be efficient. I want to see our offensive line give him a bunch of time to operate. If we do those two things, I think he'll have a good game. I'm really looking forward to seeing him be efficient and be accurate. He made some really good throws last year, like I said, and there were some others where his mechanics broke down or our protection broke down, and we missed on some easy things that should have extended drives. Those are the kind of plays when it's easy that you have to make, and he's been making them all in camp. So if that carries over to the game, he's going to have a good day.
One of the new changes they're doing in the stadium is having the student section in both end zones. I guess we'll find out as the season goes on, but what do you think that would do for the atmosphere, especially when the opposing team is on offense? They'll always be in that student section side.
Listen, I love having everybody at the game, but the more students we can get in there, the better we'll be. Having students on both sides will help us, regardless of which direction we're going as an offense or a defense. I want our students to want to come. That's what college football is all about, is student athletes that are going to class with the rest of the student body and then going out and performing on Saturdays, and having students from our campus show up and have spirit and cheer them on. If we could fill the whole stadium with students, I'd love it.
Anything else?
You mentioned the offensive line earlier, Coach. Now that they've had the second year to kind of get used to the faster offense, do they overall look better as a unit?
Yeah, the offensive line's come a long way. You're never quite where you want to be at any position, but I think we have a bunch of guys that are working hard, have made a bunch of improvement. Our two tackles, Aaron and Wyatt, are doing a great job in this camp. Jordan Johnson's come a long way since we moved him to center. We have more depth there too, a lot more guys that have played and we feel comfortable putting into a game. So they've had a tough go of it, honestly, in this camp, trying to block our front seven, and that's a challenge every day, and they win their share, but those guys on defense are coming. I think those guys are looking forward to hitting somebody in another colored jersey.
What about the insights, the two spots at guard? You mentioned those spots you're hoping for more people to step up. You know, have guys kind of stepped up in that role?
Yeah, we've had a lot of guys step up. Chavis Dickey has really improved himself from a year ago. Jake Brown's come along this fall camp and done a lot of good things. Sam Jackson's done some good things. Luke Palmer has done some good things. Tate Hernley's there for us. There's a lot of guys that I think we can play, and we'll keep evaluating that week by week. But as a unit, I think we've made some pretty big strides up front.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you, Coach.